portfolio includes 5 major LTE, new network launch, and organizational transformation across the Middle Eastern and Asian region, such as Indonesia, Bahrain, Turkey, North Iraq, and Iran. And he has led and coached the LTE RAN team, designed and optimized large radio network, while he was privileged to work with renowned names like Sovereigncom, it is a French Telecom or Orange Group, Tata Consultancy Service, PI Works, Turkey, Turkcell Projects, Huawei, Nokia, Siemens, NEC, Motorola, Smartfren, QB, Tisnet, and etc. So please welcome Mr. Doha.
Thank you so much. Am I getting heard? I guess. Thank you so much, Adythia Pratama. Thank you. You're very kind. I'm sure that you see, I'm very privileged to work in a lot of different countries. It also shows that I cannot work anywhere for a long time.
Yeah, so, I guess Nasi Padang still have its power in your heart, right?
Yes, we actually yesterday are talking about that. Like, I was in Indonesia for 2 years. I was working for Smartfren. I was working for the launching of the IoT business and also the massive MIMO, the 5G, a lot of interesting ones. But I was very astonished that most of the time I was in Middle East, that I came to Asian part is Indonesia, the people and the Padang food, yes, of course, and also all the volcanoes. I know all the places I've been to. That was a fantastic journey. I miss this place. So I was really excited that when you called me up when Abu Anissa, right? When she searched me out and sent me an invite, that I was really so happy. Of course, I don't deserve this honor, but I was really honored and happy to be able to speak to the people from the country I really love, from the core of my heart.
Thank you. Thank you. We feel so honored, Mr. Doha. Mr. Doha, before we begin this talk show, so how pandemic going on your country?
Oh my God. Okay. I always say Bangladesh. I'm from Bangladesh originally. I even forgot after all these travels. So right now I have been here for over a year. I've been kind of stuck, but I was working with some startups and enterprise business. So Bangladesh and Indonesia culturally, even for the food and our religion and cultural, all the things are very similar. Only the Indonesian people are more handsome than us.
You're so humble.
Yeah, thank you. So, but in our country, we are like 170 million people compared to 330 million in Indonesia. And the land size is, of course, massive. So, but what was happening initially, our coronavirus, we have been daily like 6,000-7,000 per day, and Indonesia was like 2,000-3,000. Okay. Then we came down. We came down to 400, 500. We really started to become very happy. Last December and January, we started to go out, have fun, and now it started to hit us. Right now, I think like Indonesia is coming down from like a staggering 14,000-15,000 to right now, I guess, coming back to 7,000-8,000. And now we are reaching the heat of 7,000-8,000. And the third wave hit is really bad. And actually, since yesterday, government imposed the lockdown. Well, I would say this time was we are already been like recovering since, let's say, last October, November, we started to recover after all these lockdowns, and the economy got hit, of course. And obviously, like compared to the both countries, you can understand there is a lot of people below the pyramid in the poor side, of course. They got affected, but anyway, our economy started to come back. Now again, this third wave, and of course, these new strains of coronavirus from the South Africa and from London, UK, they started to hit us very bad. So it's reaching another height. So let's see. We are seeing maybe another 3 months we are going to get hit another.
Hope for the best for Bangladesh and Indonesia, of course. Mr. Doha, you know, before the pandemic, IoT is not so sexy. Digital marketing also not really have it peak. But when the pandemic going on globally. Now digital marketing, digital era is on its peak for
Yes.
me, in my opinion. What do you think about it?
Well, let me tell you. Okay, I know IoT, digital marketing, and etc. Maybe some way they look like they have a big boundary between them. But I would say, in a whole, that it means that some way. I know the pandemic also hit us badly. Also, actually took us like 3-4 years ahead for the digital adoption. Okay. As I myself was also engaged in some startups and the enterprise business, what I see that people, the barrier, the digital adoption has the first barrier is from the people's mindset. It's not the ecosystem. The consumers is the biggest part of the ecosystems. And always there is a barrier of the people's mind that whether I'm going to go for that service digitally, should I order online, should I pay bills online, should I take the digital wallet or not? But now they are compelled. A big population is compelled to adapt to it. And also right now, when we talk about IoT, okay, digital marketing, that means that you are actually need to target your audience. You need to reach, and as you are in the guerrilla marketing, I know that this is very important, that you need to go with the effective communication with the mass appeal.
Yes.
IoT in another way is also, the thing is the smaller things, but they're massive in scale, you know. And right now, okay, first of all, people are getting more and more health conscious. You see, it's a lot of people are using Fitbit. This is just a small one. People are going into more into Netflix and all the Hula, and also there is also a lot of digital entertainments in their home.
Yeah.
Justice League got relaunched with the Snyder Cut.
Zack Snyder.
Yes, yes, I love that one, right? And that got in HBO Max. And right now, all the Marvel, they're coming into home entertainment. Do you know what it means? It means access to a lot of data. Before, people are going to the cinema theater. You only know how much popcorn they're eating. But right now, you know what they're watching, what they're going to watch next, what they're browsing in the Facebook. Yeah, I know. They are all actually watching us. So it is actually going to help us to see the community, the mass people in a bigger way. You need to have of course, there are Amazon and the Google and Apple. They're all sitting on this data. All right. And the Apple watches, they're also looking into our heartbeats. And probably later on, we're going to know when Batman was fighting someone, whether I'm having a bigger heart rate or am I getting like the Wonder Woman? With Wonder Woman, am I getting bigger heart rate from? My wife will not like it. So yeah, it is all coming together. It's going to be like adopted the industrial revolution because right now, let's say the pandemic, the government in our country is saying that you need to bring only 50% of your workforce in the factory or the production scene. Means you need to go for more automation. Like you need to replace 50% of people in the major factories. And one of the major things about IoTs, okay, in the industrial application. Okay, and right now I was going through a lot of data, and I see still the majority of the IoT adaptation is in the industrial senses, in industrial sensors and the automation. All right, so that means the major of the workforce is going to be also, like it or not, going to be replaced in the near future with the industrial automation and the IoT adaptation, also the healthcare. And also, so you see the digital sphere of the marketing or the product communication or product commodity to be put into the doorstep, or even the industrial development and production. Everything will be is going to be massively adopted because of the corona.
Yeah. And by the way, you talk about industrial automation. Maybe in Indonesia, it's not that close on that very eyes, but in fact, this is very close with us. Maybe in 2 or 3 years, 20% people, maybe 50% people, maybe we don't know. But humanity itself have to become renewal because IoT takes place. And for your perspective, what could humanity or labor workers could fit their skill so the industrial automation will not take so many effect for their life?
Let me tell you one thing, history today, like, okay, in the 18th century, you see, right now we are talking about IoT and the Industrial Revolution 4. There were Industrial Revolution 1, 2, 3. And each of the Industrial Revolution impacted the human labor force in a different level. Like in 18th century, in the 1860 centuries, in the year of 1860, when the Industrial Revolution happened in the United States and these areas, half of the people lost their job because of the automation. I'm talking about like 200 years back, right? This is a cycle. And to be honest, like one door closes when another door opens. Coronavirus actually shown us, I mean, I will not go into the like a business way, I will say in the psychological way. In my humble opinion, we always prevail. Nobody dies of hunger because they don't have skill. People always bounce back, all right? And it's not like in the year of 2023, a majority of the people will be losing job, right? Probably new and more efficient industrial workplaces will come, and they will be shifted to more into agriculture side. You know, the human population will be moving into new skill set. Maybe some of them will be going for education and coming up into the top of the pyramid or the middle of the pyramid. But also another part, I think, of course, they will be always looking for new industries. Let me tell you one thing in the Indonesia perspective. I think the Kominfo and the government of Indonesia, they already declared the program back in 2018 that by 2023, like there will be massive scale of industrial revolution. They already even, I think, invested on the startups. They're looking for the unicorns, next unicorns from the Indonesia. They're putting heavily in, they already identified about 5 different areas where they want to implement IoT. Most of them are in the manufacturing field, in the garments, in the food and agriculture, and also so on, and the F&B. Okay, the 5 industries, they are putting a lot of emphasis, and also they already declared some programs. I forgot the name. I think it's called Industrial 4 program, they call it. The main thing is Indonesian government also knows that that means that especially some skill set has to be also built up so that the workforce doesn't actually go out of the business. And let's say, I would say, it's not necessarily the workforce will be losing the job. Maybe there will be means the more safety for the health for the workers, maybe more efficiency on the, and maybe it will bring more job security for the people. Let's see.
Wow, it is so positive that you look at that way.
Yeah, of course.
Mr. Doha, it is interesting. Maybe IoT is not killing our jobs, but maybe it could make me more effective and open so much new jobs. But let's talk about just the 4G in Indonesia. 4G has already just covered like maybe 50% or just stop at 60% all around Indonesia. It's just 4G. When we talk about 5G, IoT, is it too far or is it this close?
Well, let me tell you, 5G is 5G will not be so massive. Let's say 4G itself, even talk about 2G or 3G. There are 10,000 islands almost in
Yeah,
Indonesia are unconnected.
yeah,
10,000 because of they are so far away. You need to go like far away, like for
yeah,
speedboat for 3 days. I myself was working directly with Facebook for this ultra rural connectivity. Then we have been talking about connecting them with the satellites and connecting them with the very low cost solutions, but they are really, really challenging to make sense to just in case for the business, because at the end of the day, it's business, okay? And to deploy those networks, even for 2G or 3G or 4G, they are super expensive, very difficult to maintain. Okay. So this 10,000 plus, even like the largest operator in Indonesia, I'm not going to name, the largest one.
yeah,
They are also struggling to cover them.
yeah,
All right. So forget the second, third, or fourth one. All right. So now the 5G, well, you talk about they're going to be very specific in the building, people who needs a very high amount of data, or the hospitals where you need to do some surgery from the remote areas. That kind of cases 5G will be there. So they will have a very specific one. Even in Europe or USA, the 5G layer is still very constant. There is no nationwide one. I don't see anything happening in 2016 or 2017. All right. But in the middle, the IoT with the on the top, backed by the telco operators, IoT has a lot of opportunity. It doesn't need to be a wide deployment. IoT network probably each of is very important. What is the use case? Are you putting them into the agriculture? If you're putting, because Indonesia has a huge vast agricultural lands, the palm farms or the agricultural lands, massive in size. Okay, and even to make them automated, let's say to see the humidity, the soil temperature, the soil control,
yeah,
or
yeah.
just to see the ripeness. Okay, there is a really new fantastic things coming up, and Indonesia, I hope you'll be adopting. The government needs to help them. So I believe in 2022, 2023, you're gonna see, and also the industrial manufacturing wise is already getting deployed. All right, the manufacturing plant places. You see, there it just changes the phases because it's already automated, like the manufacturing plants or
Yeah,
okay. Well, but new and no new businesses will come in. But now, if you talk about the use cases, let's say home automation. Do you need to tell your freeze, like the freeze needs to tell you that the eggs are finished? Maybe you don't need that. Okay. Maybe you still are happy with the CCTV camera. You don't need the temperature control. Maybe you're happy with your Siri or Google Home just to play some music for you. That kind of IoT devices, they are already IoT device, by the way. Your Google Home or
yeah,
Siri or some Amazon TV, they're already IoT enabled. So they are already in your home, but they will take some time. So I see the smart city or home. I was looking some statistics. The worldwide they are already not so much picking. They're like kind of staggered, kind of stopped the growth. But the industrial adaptation, agriculture adaptation, they are going very fast. Okay, so I believe for Indonesia especially, worldwide, the agricultural use cases are still not picking up. Probably they are only 7%, 8% of the whole use cases. But I believe, but because I myself always work with the below the pyramid, this is kind of my let's say it's kind of my spirit animal. I'd say the do something with the people. Okay, I like to do that, and I believe that the industrial, sorry, for the agricultural adaptation will be really something that we can show into the world. That I believe.
yes. You have the spirit of society 5.0. That's great. Mr.
Thank you.
Doha, the sexiest part of IoT maybe if we see at the marketing side, uh, when you talk about Netflix and our heartbeat, whoa, that's something new. But there are three main concerns in IoT. At least in Indonesia, there is a privacy, security, and health. Three big issue with IoT and 5G things. Let's talk about the first, privacy. When we talk about data, our heartbeat, our location, and so on and so on and so on. How you look at the privacy issue of IoT in Indonesia and across the world?
Definitely, I will not like my wife to know that if I'm looking at a pretty woman and my heartbeat is getting pumped up, right?
Me too.
But anyway, I guess women gets their heartbeat pumped up when they look at you. Jokes apart, is privacy definitely is from the advent of the internet. That has been the key issues. Okay, and that has been already there is a known issue. I think back in Europe, I think probably France or Hungary or Poland, one of the countries actually, because the IoT, the problem is numerous amount of devices. Okay, one thing about sexy thing, as per your term, is the numbers, the game of numbers, the scalability. Okay, the millions or billions of devices. We are talking about billions of devices. The devices more than the PC and the handheld devices and every telecommunication equipment. That means each of the points are security threats. Okay. And also the 3GPP, the International Telecommunication Union, or GSMA, and all the operators in the world, telco operators in the world, they know that one of the key important factors, even when you design the system, even I myself was deploying the IoT, one of the key three top points, one of the points was the security. Security is not about the privacy part. First is somebody can hack into the system. That's what happened in Europe. Like somebody actually hacked into the telecom network using one of the sensors. Right. So this is number one, is the threat, the security. Now the privacy, it is as common as any telco, any Facebook, any Amazon, or any other one. The privacy issues, even like let's say about 5 million users data has been like 2 days back, somebody even posted in the hackers forum, he got access to 53 million of users data from Facebook. Okay, the name, phone number, age, everything is there. Then I was asking myself, all right, okay, what I'm going to do with this data? I got it in the internet of 53 million people, the name, phone number, etc. What I'm going to do with it, I as a person, I'm probably going to look for some female phone numbers, or make some guerrilla marketing like a promo. Anyway, nobody looks into those promo estimates. They've done some some way data needs to make sense. Okay, and let me tell you one thing, individual data, unless until they can hack into your system, okay, it doesn't make any sense, to be honest, because I'm looking at you right now. I can tell you that you are a male, right? You're handsome. Probably I can know your date of birth and just need to look in. But if I'm not calling your bank and hacking into your credit card, you're still safe. Or there are also others ways. So you need to know how to protect yourself. This digital literacy is very important, individual level. Of course, the big corporations, they need to protect the data because we are trusting them with our data. But the very important thing, we need to literate ourselves digitally. And I think this kind of digital literacy also needs to be done from the government level, because it can be national security threat. Okay, it can be anything. Okay, some country from can just hack into your system through your bank. If some hacker from this country ABC hacks into your system, hacks into 500 bank accounts, and wipes out millions of dollars, then it's a threat, right? So this digital literacy and digital implementation, security implementation, big corporations responsibility also individual level importance. But let me remind you, these things will happen, right? IoT will happen, 5G will happen, the security threat will happen, and we just can't stop that just because the security threats are there. And of course, the big corporations and all the telco operators and all the security vendors, they're working day and night harder to make the systems protected. Also the hackers, They're also working day and night. It's a war
Yeah.
going on. The cyber
Yeah.
war, the cyber warfare is going on. So yes, it's inevitable. Okay, you're gonna see every now and then this kind of breaches. But hey, the Facebook, they got breaches so many times. They got data breach
Yeah.
so many times. What has happened?
Yeah. And we still use it like every day.
Still use it, right? Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. So on privacy issue, the main concern, the solution is maybe two. The first that you talk is about the government protect the rules of privacy, etc. And the second thing is our mindset. Sometimes I say to my wife, "Hey, I think targeted ads is really help me. I, it's okay. It's okay. I give my data. I give my interest, so they could give me some, you know, relatable ads that I
Yes.
need, that I am looking for. Wow, that's what I like. Thank you. But that's on privacy. The second thing is security. You just mentioned it, but you know, just like maybe from 10 years ago, before IoT maybe got its names IoT, cyber crime, cyber terrorism, and cyber criminality, etc. Uh, it takes place at movie. You know, yeah, there's a lot of movie that telling us that if anything going digital, if your refrigerator can talk to you, it could kill you. If your laptop is that smart, if your lamp is that smart, if your house is that smart, maybe it can, you know, rule the world. Robot rule the world. um yeah, is that the reason that IoT is not spreading so fast, because the security issue that the telco operator needs to fix it before launch to the public? Or no, it's spreading so fast as we can?
Well, first of all, 1992, the one of the best movies of the world, Terminator 2, came right.
Yeah, yeah,
That shows that the Cybertron, sorry, the
exactly.
Skynet, okay, that came and they built the robots, controlled everything, have the
Yeah,
war, etc.
1992.
I grew up and I thought about, yeah, how this baby,
Yeah,
Arnold Schwarzenegger. So yes, of course, that is a message for the future. That because IoT, one of the key thing is the devices are connected. The important thing is the main system block, that the millions of billions of devices, they're all connected centrally. That's why the telco network is because it's everywhere. They can reach the sensors, and the data can actually pass through the central brain. And that also a very complex system. We don't want to go into a very big one, but let's talk about few things. We are already talking about artificial intelligence,
yeah,
machine learning, and etc. So I know these kind of things in the context of Terminator 2, and when you talk about the security threat, they look scary.
yeah,
All right. I can tell you, no, they're not scary. Okay, that actually going to build up more intelligence in terms of the effectiveness. When you talked about the industrial revolution, so we talked about the efficiency and effectiveness. But also one of the things, if you remember, I was telling that do I need my fridge to tell me that you are out of egg? Probably I'll just open my door. I'll say, okay, I don't have egg and milk. My wife will kill me. I forgot to buy them. The other thing is very important is the business case. Okay, you have the opportunity to have IoT, all right? What you gonna do with it, all right? And when you talked about that, okay, in the agriculture side, that you can put a lot of millions of humidity controllers, etc. Let me tell you my personal story. Okay, I was very excited to work with the
sure.
agricultural side, like millions of acres or square miles of area that we wanted to put all these sensors for the humidity and the soil control, because they're very important. That
Yeah,
actually shows when you put them into the big dashboard, then some people can say, okay, I need to put water here, I need to put some fertilizer there. Okay, it's because it's big areas, you cannot put your people there all the time to check on all those crops. We are very excited to work on this. Then the reality kicks in. The sensors get stolen.
Okay.
You can understand.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
have been talking about the important cybertronics and cybersecurity and technical mumbo jumbo. Then the reality thing, people are stealing all these things. So we have to put some kind of cages. Okay. And instead of putting $5, now suddenly the cost per sensors
Yeah.
were going to skyrocket just because you need to put some kind of protective shields.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of challenges, each and every one. Like everything at the end of the day is money. Okay. We are driven by that, either love or money. Okay. We are driven by that.
Yeah.
So I don't believe there is any love involved in this matter of IoT. So the
Yeah.
straight point is money.
Money.
And in that case, you need to make sense the money you're investing and the money coming back to you. Either it should be either from the subscription, or either you have a huge access to the data that actually you can sell. All right, you is because the size is huge. Like if you put the sensors in the soil, you need to put probably millions of soil sensors. And if you put millions of soils, even few cents per month means a big amount of money. So this adaptation, I don't think is because of the security threat, but also the reality check, the business case. Okay, people really need it or not. Okay, people, why I say that the smart city or the fancy home solutions are not picking up, because yeah, some people likes to have in the morning they want their window to be open automatically. It's like a dream. We have seen these kind of things in the James Bond movie. All right, but in the reality, yeah, people don't need it.
Yeah.
People really need to know that the freeze temperature something. Yeah, I just can put things. But the industrial side, the agriculture side, where there are real problems there. Because you are a marketeer, I think the key thing of any business is to solve a problem.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
not about having a technology. Oh, I need to do digital marketing just because I want to do digital marketing. You're going to fail, right?
Yeah.
The main thing is, are we solving a problem?
Exactly.
Whether through IoT, whether through any startup, is the basic thing. Are we solving a problem? What problem we are solving? How we are going to solve it? And IoT is just a mean. It can be another way. It can be another brilliant idea. It doesn't necessarily like I need to solve this particular industrial problem, or I want to solve this particular agricultural problem. It don't necessarily need to be IoT, but
Yeah.
IoT can make it easy for us.
Yeah.
This is the basic thing, as per my humble opinion, that this is where the business comes.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Mr. Doha, you're so brilliant. You open my eyes. Well, yeah. Before that, I think that IoT could change the world, the entire world. But yeah, the money is going to change the world. IoT is just the mean. Wow. Yeah.
I hear someone is greedy.
Yeah. Mr. Doha, the last issue is the health concern. You maybe know the news that while pandemic happened, people think it comes from 5G, 5G tower or something, and they burn it. They burn the tower because they think the 5G tower spread the coronavirus, and maybe even there is a joke that don't use Chinese phone. The phone that made in China is spreading coronavirus and etc. etc. But yeah, somehow it is a concern that is that true that 5G tower is not really good for health, but yeah, every single gadget is not good for your health, but is that 5G tower that dangerous or not?
This is first of all, this is a very interesting question, and it's
Yeah.
not only 5G. It's not only 5G. Let me tell you one story. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm taking too much time.
No.
I
it's
was
really good.
when I was in the Middle East country. I'm not going to name the name. All right. So that country, my job was to suddenly like the chairman of that company. Okay, the telco company's chairman. Okay, he has a problem in his house. And let me tell you, when your boss has a problem, this is the first thing. Okay, customer is the king. That's not right. Your boss is the king. Okay,
Yeah.
your boss has a problem in your home. You solve it. All right. Okay. Now I went to his office. He's a very rich person. Okay, you can guess I was in Middle East, so there is a lot of rich person, and somebody is the company owner. His office is like a big house. Okay, the lots of books, big libraries and etc. I love this house. So his sitting desk, okay, here's his working desk. So I decided to install one small antenna, okay, on top of his desk so that his coverage problem is solved.
Okay.
Okay, so that he can call all of his wives. You know, the Middle East they have 4 or 5 wives. So, all right. So I decided to put one small antenna. So I put it there. So he came there. He was happy with the network for 2 days. Then he said, "Shut it off."
Hmm.
He's worried about his health.
Hmm.
He started to suspect something started to give him problem. I don't know what kind of problem. Maybe one of his wives complained about him. Please don't ask. Okay, I'll keep it a children-friendly discussion. So I actually went back to WHO guideline, the WHO, World Health Organization. I also
Yeah.
went to IPU recommendation. I actually made a kind of a PhD document on the specific absorption rate, the frequency, what kind of impact they have. I actually studied a lot because before you argue with your chairman, you better be very right or
Yeah.
get, you know. So I made a huge document, but he take a look, but still he told me to shut it off.
Hmm.
Okay. But the thing was, he has this antenna from our operator, and there are also other antennas from other operators.
Okay.
He did not tell them to shut them off because he's a very important person. All the telecom operators put an antenna in his room.
Hmm.
He just did not know about those.
Hmm.
When we started to put our antenna there, he started to take a notice and then started to get afraid. And remember, he is the owner of a telecom operator. He's the owner.
Yeah.
But still he got scared.
Yeah.
All right. Because those other antennas from other operators were there for years. He did not have any problem, hopefully. Any kind of health problem. So let me come back. The psychological effect.
Yeah.
From my very limited understanding, I tried to study about that. I work on the radio frequency. Okay, I go to the towers, I survey those, I design those, I make sure they're working fine. I have been in this business for 15 years. I was worried about myself as well. Is my wife going to be unhappy? So I'll keep it children friendly. So I was reading about those. I made a lot of documents about those. Also, I was working directly with the regulatory bodies because remember, you have your health ministries, you have your Cominfo, your regulatory bodies. They are also working to make sure that safety of the people's population is there. Okay, they're very responsible person and they knows their stuff
Yeah.
definitely more than us. Okay, so definitely the World Health Organization is there, the International Telecommunication Union is there. They're all working on the spectrums and etc. So let me tell you, let me straight away put it for the answer you all. These are really bogus. There is no really health conscious because these specifications is the build up for the different frequencies and etc. They are built for the home use. Okay, and some cases, the telco towers are out of your home on the rooftops and the tower and poles. There is already some guidelines there that there how much power they will put, how much cover. That's why you actually see there is so many base stations. because there's so much low power to cover you properly so that you don't make a complaint about your telecom network coverage. That's why they need to put so many towers. If they could put a lot of a lot of power in those telco base stations, they will need very few to cover you in the whole country. But you cannot, because there are regulations, even from the government, from the regulatory bodies of the government, and also the International Telecom Union, ITU. 3GPP is working. There's a lot of bodies are working. The WHO and also other health organizations are working together, and they already said there is no impact. These are all mentally. It's kind of a placebo effect. Like, because I read somewhere in talking something blah 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 in the Instagram or Facebook, hey, these telco networks are bad, all right? Then you see another base station, and then suddenly you're gonna, all right, probably I'm feeling bad, probably I got corona.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can assure you they're completely safe.
Yeah,
of course.
Your story answers very much. The story, it's rich person that own telco company still have the psychosomatic or placebo effect of the antenna itself. So it really spreading to all of the people around the world. So you was lived 2 years in Jakarta. You know how Jakarta peoples are, and Jakarta is really growing city. Maybe in other mindset that you gave to me today, IoT is not just not affected badly to health, and not just have a good security, but maybe IoT is the answer for better health. You know, when today we just have a watch that could check our heartbeat, but maybe in 2-3 years we could always check our glucose, cholesterol, etc. We don't know when we sleep, and our blood pressure going very low or very high. The phone itself, the Google Home, called ambulance for us. We never know. It maybe help us pretty good. So, Mr. Doha, I really thank you for your time today. You really are a brilliant and humble person.
So, thank you so much, Makasi. You're so kind. Thank you so much. You're
Mr.
very,
Doha,
very kind.
If you go return to Jakarta, please contact me. We could meet up. And
yeah, sure. I have been looking forward to that because the pandemic, the visa is closed, and etc. I miss all of it. I really miss all of it.
Yeah. And Mr. Doha, for the maybe last 5 or 10 minutes, you could share us maybe fact, maybe something with implementation IoT networking in business way, or in everything that you want to share us.
Sure. By the way, do we have any questions from our audience or anyone yet? Or
not yet? All the questions have been asked.
Okay. So I guess the IoT network, you need to remember that first thing. What is IoT? The small devices that can actually connect to the central server without the human intervention. It can be any device. They have their own. Let's say they can communicate. They don't need to necessarily have their own intelligence, because when you say the main thing is the central server, we actually call it the platform, the application platform. They will connect the devices, authenticate. There we talk about all the security protocols and etc. They are connecting. So how this central application platform will reach the sensors, or the sensors will reach the application platform, because the application platform may be in Jakarta, and maybe in Lombok there is one sensor. Okay, maybe is measuring the Mount Rinjani's sulfur. Okay, to anticipate that what kind of maybe when it can blow up again. I mean, Mount Rinjani, by the way, is a very active volcano. So one of the sensors is placed in the volcano. How that sensor will connect to the application platform? The answer is via satellite or via telecom networks. Because the telecom networks are already there, it's already connected. That's why the NB-IoT, right now we call it narrowband IoT. Okay, and these kind of networking protocols there that connects the sensor with the application platform. And this application platform has a lot of other functionalities, like it controls the devices, and also it makes the data that you also you can build up other application platforms. Like this platform can manage many other services. Let's say it's measuring the volcano. Also, another application of it is controlling the agricultural side. Another application platform, and another application inside the platform. That's why it's called platform. It hosts a lot of other applications. Now, from the telco point of view, controlling this application platform is majority of the business. Okay, it's very important. That's why a telco business operators are not becoming only providing the connectivity or the networks only, not only 3G or 4G operators, not only voice or SMS. Nowadays, they started to talk about the whole intelligence. Okay, that's why they started to build up. If you look into Telkomsel, XL, Indosat, or Smartfren, they all provide these platforms. They are in the platforms. Anyone, like let's say you want to do IoT business, you can host your application in the platform. You can bring your own devices. You share the money with the telco operators. Okay, you implement, or also the telco operators can help you to grow up the business together. I know if I could show you some slides, it might be a bit technical, so I will try to make it a very simplified way. So that's why the telco operators are coming into this business. Okay, that's why it's very important that you know how the telco operators. I say like all the operators in Indonesia. Also now there are independent of IoT operators are coming. I will come back to this a little bit later on. Okay, so telco operators are typically implementing. Okay, they have already their 2G, 3G, or 4G network, but they're started to build up a dedicated network, which is less costly. They don't need to put any capacity from their existing voice or internet. They put another separate radio channel. It is called NB-IoT. Okay, this is called NB-IoT. All the telco operators are currently developing. They are also bringing their application platform. This is a very simple block diagram, I could say. But as I said, there are also other operators are coming. They are operating in Sigfox, LoRa. You might be getting a little bit confused. Who are they? Who is LoRa? No, LoRa is not a girl. It's another technology for IoT.
Nice.
Sigfox, they are also IoT. Let me tell you a little bit of these stories. Okay, I like to tell stories. In 2008, Ericsson, you know about Ericsson, worldwide leading telco equipment vendor. They bring up one report that by 2020 or 2025, there will be 50 billion devices connected. They made a prediction. They made a prediction about IoT. IoT has been in the development for a long time, of course. We already been working on the sensors and relay devices, but they put a lot of emphasis on the scalability. 50 billion devices. That means it will be 3 times more the devices, 3 or 4 times more than the devices of the existing. Like let's say there are 7 billion people in the world, and they're talking about 50 billion connected devices. That means like a 7 or 8 devices per person. Right now, you have 1 phone or 2 phones. The telco business is already getting slow, right? But now, if you connect all these sensors and devices, you bring intelligence to the stupid machines. If you make your washing machine smart and connected, that means it's a huge new opportunity. You can scale it up. So that Ericsson report makes everyone crazy, and then IoT started to get some movement. What happened? Sigfox and LoRa, they started to use the unlicensed band. Okay, that is one thing. The telco operators, the frequency band they use, they need to pay money for it.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's say when you use your Bluetooth mouse,
Yeah,
okay, or this earphones, they're into 2.4 gigahertz. They're free, unlicensed band. There is also other unlicensed band. So Sigfox and LoRa, they started to build up the network with unlicensed band of probably 450 megahertz or etc. Unlicensed band. It depends on the country to country. They started to raise some funds. They started to build up. So suddenly, after 2012, people start to see Sigfox and LoRa, two different technical specifications. They started to come up and started to grab the market. And telco operators, they started to get very worried because let me tell you what happened. Telecom operators, they always were doing the business of voice and SMS. This is the money. Maybe into the year of 2004-5, it was okay. There were no WhatsApp, no Viber. Okay, people could not make calls. It's okay that time. People, they were very happy making money from voice and SMS. But then suddenly the internet came, then suddenly these apps came, the OTT apps, we call them, is Viber, WhatsApp, and etc. People started to call from internet. So they started to lose money. Nobody is using their voice, SMS. They start to lose money. I mean, right now they're still falling down. The telco operators, they need to keep on making money, but they don't know how because now everybody got phone. You even, you have two phones.
Yeah.
I myself have one phone. I mean, the numbers are not growing very fast. So they start to lose money. And that time they already got burned by WhatsApp and Viber and this kind of advents of new OTT operator. Now, Sigfox and LoRa, they came. Telco operators are still sitting idle, and suddenly they say, where they were looking to make money, IoT. Now the new technology vendors with the unlicensed spectrum, they start to come, and they're going to again lose this money. Then the 3GPP and ITO all series together in 2013-14, they came up with the newest specification called NB-IoT. Okay, the NB-IoT technology, okay, the operators can implement, okay, then they can start making money. All right, but already Sigfox and LoRa has, especially Sigfox now LoRa is stronger. I'm sorry, I need to look into the number, but the main thing is they're going neck to neck. Sigfox LoRa together is more still like more than NB-IoT, but telco operator, they got a late entry. Telco operators, I know you can look into right now. China Mobile has a 3 billion connected device. China Mobile, China is still going very fast. Vodafone doing good with the IoT, and also Orange is working there, etc. But the main thing is the damage has been done. They're already made a late entry. LoRa, Sigfox is already built up a lot of networks. They're raising the capital. Telco operators have some early advantage. They already build up the network. They only need to put some software. Okay, they need to enable the software. They could implement NB-IoT, but they will make a late entry in the market. Okay, so now the IoT device is also important. The ecosystem, the device, the sensors, they need to support either one of the technologies. They cannot support all of the technologies, because if you make a chipset support Sigfox, LoRa, NB-IoT, it will be expensive. The important thing is you need to have very cheap, probably $1, $2. The target is to make the chipsets in 30 cents. The cheaper the devices will be, the faster the adaptation will be. Okay, the main thing is now, so the chipset has to support either LoRa or Sigfox or NB-IoT. Okay, so now the device manufacturers, okay, they're that's why the NB-IoT, the telco operators are trying to promote the devices support NB-IoT. Sigfox and LoRa trying to promote the device supporting NB-IoT and LoRa, and they are already like covering 90%. Like Sigfox and LoRa controlling 43%. Yeah, NB-IoT, the telco operators are controlling about 42%. And also till 2025, industry experts are saying that this fight will keep on going. Okay, this one will be going. So this is the very basic one. Like if anybody wants to invest in, and let's say you want to do, let's say that I want to make some business with NB-IoT. So how you can make them? First, you need to see who will be your partner. Definitely, there is no meaning to build up your own network now. You need to put millions of dollars. So already a network is already established as a telco network. I think in Indonesia there is already another Sigfox or LoRa, but they are very small.
Yeah.
So telco operators are already there. Indonesia is very challenging, so you can probably go for the NB-IoT device. Okay, the sensors. Okay, it can be heart rate or agriculture or manufacturing, anyone. Okay. Number two, what kind of application platform you need to build up the application to control these devices. The telco operator can help you, or you can have your own developer. Okay, they're making the applications is very easy. So this is number two. Then you need to say that, okay, I have the application platform that I am controlling the devices. Now I need to create the analytics. Then I can put some intelligence with artificial intelligence, machine learning, this kind of stuff. Okay. These are also important in the marketing and the digital marketing. Also, this intelligence and prediction models are very important. So the data, the devices, the services, then you can make your pricing, whether it will be subscription based, the telco operator will be selling on your behalf, or you want to just pay the connectivity fee to the telco operator or pay the hosting fee. There is a lot of 6-7 models you can actually adopt. So anyone can actually do this business. You need to just identify. Maybe you have a very good connection with a let's say one smart city operator or a residential operator. You want to implement smart city, so you can be the primary vendor there. So in the telco, in the IoT, it's a huge opportunity sitting there. You with a good connection or with a good developer or you just a ecosystem partner, you're the vendor, you can play this game. I'm sorry, this is a very technical one in some way. I tried to explain it in a very easy.
It is so easy and insightful.
Thank you. But still, if you have a confusion, please ask me a question.
Yeah. You know what? You should tell more about this in your social media, I guess.
Thank you.
Mr. Doha, your last speech is so insightful. It opens a lot opportunity ahead in Indonesia, in Bangladesh, all over the world. Me from Tech4ID, really thank you for your time and this opportunity. Thank you. I wish you health, you and your family.
Thank you very much.
See you on next opportunity.
You too. Please feel free to knock me anytime. And if you need any kind of help or any assistance, I love the people of Indonesia. I love Indonesian everything. So feel free to knock me anytime for any kind of help. Okay, I'd be more than happy. I'd be very honored with my limited abilities to assist you any kind of capacity.
Wow. Thank you. We feel honored. Indonesia, thank you.
My pleasure.
Thank you, Mr. Doha.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Everyone, this is all done. We thank Mr. Doha for his time, and this is just amazing. See you.
Thank you so much, Tech4ID.
Next webinar. Stay tuned. Tech4ID. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.